All right. Welcome, everyone. Don't be alarmed. Lisa is here. It just might be a little bit before she joins us in here tonight. And there's a very good reason for that. She is also probably going to be popping in from time to time. She's in this building, but we ran into some complications today. No real emergency or anything like that. But we were working on a pretty substantial project, which is what we talked about last week, moving a 55-gallon tank and a 90-gallon tank that were over here, moving those into the new, well, it's not new, but into the where the beta system used to be. That's where it's going. Haven't gotten the okay yet on the audio video, and I'm getting nervous. Getting nervous here because I haven't seen that yet. Hopefully I can get that and relieve my stress. But okay, thank you, Zen. Ran into some complications because, of course, our original plan was to move her 125-gallon tank to a certain section in that room. I knew that wasn't going to work out. And so we made the decision to put the 55 and the 90 in there. The place that we wanted the 55 to go, that place wasn't going to work either. So we had to change up the plan again. We got that in, got it up and running. And she is currently working on the 90-gallon as we speak. It just wasn't ready yet. And you need to let me know if you want me to put you on camera, because she's just walking through the room because she had to pick something up. So yeah, she's going to be popping in probably to say hi. And I'm sure she will be joining us very soon to, spend some time with us. It's not going to be all me, but I do have something to talk about today that is not something that she's probably really going to want to be involved with anyway. And it was me that was involved with it, even though it affects her too. It'll all make sense. We had the worst thing that is not death happen to a member of our community. It's got me really, really pissed off. And I want to talk about that today. But before we get into it, I do want to update you on a couple of things. And daggone it, because of all the chaos today with getting this project done, I didn't bring in the new product that we got onto the website. Where you at, Jennifer Anderson? I don't know if you're in the chat. She has been asking for it. We got the Vitalis. It's on our website, available right now. This is a very unique, very cool fish food brand that comes out of Europe. And we're really excited to introduce that onto the website now. I just put it up today. We got it today and put it up on the website today. It's been a long time coming, and I'm really excited to have that. And so if you're interested in a very unique fish food, check it out on the website. I will be doing a video in the very near future about the food. Yes, it is a sinking food, Robert Johnson. In fact, now listen, got to be fully transparent with y'all. I'm not going to lie to y'all about anything. When we first tried the food out, let me show you something. This is crazy. So we are good friends with the distributor of Vitalis here in the United States, which is Fritz Aquatics. He said, I want to send you some of this stuff, and I want to send you the big carnivore pellets for your Oscars. Holy cow. Look at this. That is a big old bucket of food. The pellets are a very good size. This one is, what size are the pellets? 4 millimeter, which doesn't seem right to me. They seem a little bigger than that to me. It's a really good sized pellet. But here's the thing. And Robert Johnson, the reason why I'm talking about it is because you brought it up. My Oscars won't eat it. That's me being transparent with you. They won't eat it. Why? Because they don't eat sinking food, because they are little divas. They only eat floating food, and they eat it very slow, and they are little divas. So what ends up happening is the overflows for that tank, you can actually see some of it right there. There's a little bit of uneaten food built up there around the overflow, because it floats and it goes over there, and then they go and pick at it there at the overflow. It's kind of funny, but they don't eat sinking food. This is not like a food that you drop in and it immediately sinks down. It's a pretty slow, almost like the feather on Forrest Gump food when it's sinking. The African cichlids love it. They go crazy for it. But my Oscars, they don't. And, you know, I don't think they realize what they're missing. So anyway, I don't want to go on and on about that. Like I said, I will be doing a detailed video about that food in the very near future, probably record it next week, and then put it up probably also next week. I do have a meeting with the Vitalis guy, I think early next week. Who knows? And so we're going to, you know, talk about things and stuff like that before I actually do the video. But yeah, there we go. Question: Aquarium Co-op has stopped selling tissue cultures from Tropica due to tariffs and packing issues. Are you guys foreseeing any issues with your plants or North Fin? Well, you know, listen, I don't blame Corey for doing that at all, because it is rough. We have not gotten tissue cultures from Tropica since the tariffs went into place, but I don't even know if they're still in place at the moment. Are they? I don't know. I thought they worked all that out. We got a very, very large shipment of Tropica from Canada before all of that started, so we're still good to go. I don't know how it's going to affect us. I'll let you know, I guess. I don't know what's going to end up happening there. We are not going to drop either one of those lines. The tissue cultures, we have been getting a lot of tissue cultures from the farms here in the United States. So we haven't had to order the ones from Tropica, but I do plan on putting in an order with Tropica at some time soon. But I don't know if there's going to be any effect on the pricing or not. And a better businessman would know this, but I'm not one of those people. So, but you know, there's one thing I know for certain when it comes to North Fin, at least. I know the owner of the company very well, and he would be like, all right, let's figure this out. Let's figure out how, not how we can scam the system, but let's figure out how we can make this work for everybody. So I'm not worried about that at all. I know the people at Tropica too, but I don't know them as well as I do the people at North Fin. Anyway, the other update as far as the website goes, we did get a nice shipment of plants yesterday. Reacher helped me put them away in the barn. All of the plants that we sell the most of, that we were out of, we got in yesterday, like the Rotala, Bacopa caroliniana, Ludwigia repens. I say repens. Other people say repens. I don't know what's the right way of saying it. What else did we get yesterday? We got a lot of plants yesterday. And the week before that was all crypts. Like we got a ton of crypts. So we are good to go for plants right now. If you've been in the market for that, we got you covered right now. I don't know if there's a plant that we are out of stock of right now. I don't think there is. I think we're good to go. Not the tissue cultures, but the plants. I think we are. That wasn't right to say, was it? Because it's not like tissue culture plants are not plants, but let's check this, shall we? Let's see. And it is true. I have to do a shout out here, folks. We got our first Vitalis order. Let me shout out this person here. It is, oh, wait a minute. What is happening here? I got to do this right. Edenton Debates. I hope I'm saying your name right. You've had more than one order with us. The very first customer to order Vitalis. So thank you, Ed. You must be here in the chat. If you're not, that's pretty cool that you bought it without me even sitting here talking about it. But there you go. Ed, no one will ever be able to take that away from you. You are the first person to buy Vitalis from our website. So very cool and excited about that. Now, I do have one more thing. And it's going to go on deaf ears. One more thing that has to be said. Our daughter, Mackenzie, who we call Kenzie, it's her birthday today, 23. And she's the second youngest. Insane. I know I look way too young to have a 23-year-old kid. Guess what? I got a 30-year-old and a 27-year-old and a 26-year-old and a 23-year-old and a 21-year-old. They're not all mine. Some are hers, some are mine. Kenzie, I'm sure, is not in here right now. But if she does happen to be in here, happy birthday. 23. Whew. Only happens one time. Yes. Don't you dare criticize me. I have not stopped my health kick, but I am having regular Coke today because I said, you know what, Lisa Marie, listen, let me tell you something. I had to take, I bet you 18, if not 19 trips from this fish house to our barn today to pick up stuff to do these projects. And I wasn't happy about it because it's 186 degrees outside and it's really far. We're on almost 5 acres and one building is on one corner. The other building is on the opposing corner. I know these are real first world problems, but listen, I'm going to be 51 years old next month. I don't need to be walking 300. What'd you say? I can't hear her. She's talking to me, but I can't hear her. I don't need to be walking back and forth to that barn to get screws or to get a drill, or it's nonsense. You need a golf cart. I refuse to do that. I would rather walk back and forth and just complain about it than to get a golf cart. Lisa wants to get a golf cart or one of those side by side, and those would be a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, I was walking Reacher last night. It was late. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and a dude rode by on one of those real slow. And I was like, okay, what is this? But it turned out to be my neighbor. I would love to have one of those, but I've told her if we get one of those for the purposes of riding from our house to here or from here to the barn, it's over. We have officially set effort to all of it. And I refuse to do that yet. I am already an old man, but I refuse to bow to being an old man. I will make the walk 18 times, even if I have to. Anyway, let's get into the topic here. I turned 26 years old twice. Yeah. I'll be that next year. But my 25th birthday, I just recently had, and then I'm getting ready to have my 20. Now that doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. I just tried to make a really dumb joke and it didn't work. Oh, it's funny. While I'm talking about Vitalis, I get an email from the Vitalis guy. Small world. Listen, the thumbnail or the title for this stream is not clickbait, not even in the slightest. There were some people, very, very pleasant people, of course. Actually, I shouldn't say that. One person was complaining before the stream even started. You whine too much. Listen, I'm not whining today about myself. I'm whining about something that has happened to a member of our community that, if I'm being honest with you, pisses me off more than if it happened to me. And I need to do something. If this happened to me, I'd be mad. I'd be fuming. But it makes it so much worse when it's somebody else. And it's somebody that I happen to like a lot. Let me just make sure I'm getting this right, because This is not something new. Yeah, I knew that. See, I knew. But this has happened before. This has happened a couple of times to Aquarium Adventures. He's over there in the UK, I believe. He's in Europe somewhere. He has that accent that I could listen to all day long. I don't know, Graham. I've had a couple of, I believe, unless it was just in a dream. I'm not dreaming about you, Graham. But I think I've had a couple of Facebook conversations with him, but I don't know. I can't say that I know Graham. He is not the one that this has happened to, but he has had this happen to him. And since I don't know him, it didn't bother me as much, all due respect. There was also another guy here in the United States this has happened to, but he's a channel that if you know, you know, and nobody cares about. So that one didn't bother me. In fact, I was like, hey, karma's a real you-know-what, isn't it? When it happened to that guy. But listen, I need to say something before I get into the meat and potatoes. I should have said it before. I'm going to try my best to control myself, folks. I really am. I'm going to do my best, but I cannot make any promises because this situation has me fuming. It has me furious. And I know there are quite a few people. I've received the emails and I've received the comments. There are people that watch the stream with their families and stuff like that, with kids. I would just like to say up front, I'm going to try to control myself, but I might not be able to. There may be some bombs that happen while I'm talking about this because it has me that upset. And so I'd like to apologize up front for that. I know I am better than that. I am. But when I get really mad, this is the kind of thing that happens. So what happened? People suck. That's what happened. People suck so bad. And one of the people that sucks the most in this scenario is YouTube. If Lisa just heard me say that, she's not happy with me right now because she was like, I told her what I was going to, she's looking at me. I told her, you know, here's how I'm going to frame it. And she was like, maybe you shouldn't say that, but I'm going to because it has to be said. YouTube is one of the problems here. I got a message on Monday, a text from David Null, who you most would know as the cichlid charmer. If you don't know who the cichlid charmer is, it's not the cichlid charmer. He's just cichlid charmer. If you don't know David's channel, I'm going to say it and I'll say it to his face. I have said it to his face via online chat, not, you know, we never met in person, but I've said it so many times. He's doing YouTube videos at a different level than anyone else is in our community. All due respect to everyone else. There's a lot of creators making really good videos out there. They're not making them as good as this guy is. It's just the truth. He is the Peter McKinnon of aquarium videos. If you don't know who Peter McKinnon is, just imagine how beautiful David's videos are. That's how Peter McKinnon's videos look, but he doesn't make fish videos. He makes videos about whatever he wants to make videos about. Very, very good channel. Fallen off lately because I don't know. I guess he got too big for his britches. I don't know. Not David. I'm talking about Peter McKinnon. But Peter McKinnon, what you could say about his videos, every single video that you watch, even if it's just a video of him walking down the street, it's beautiful. And that is exactly how I would explain David's channel, Cichlid Charmer. Beautiful. His videos are gorgeous. He is a professional with a camera. So it makes sense that he would be really good at what he does. And he is really good at what he does. He sent me a message on Monday. He said, John, my channel got hacked. Or not just my channel, my Google account got hacked. And I'm like, oh no. He says, I can't get into my email. I can't get into my YouTube channel. I can't get onto YouTube Studio, the Studio app, which is like where a YouTuber does all of the YouTube things, uploading videos, putting in the description, answering comments, all that kind of stuff. It's all done from the YouTube Studio app or website. He's like, I can't get into anything. I don't know what to do. And there's, oh my God, there's so many problems here. Yeah. When Lisa went and bought dinner tonight, she bought me 2. She loves me. There's so many problems here. First problem is people suck, and they would hijack somebody's YouTube channel. That person sucks. But you know what else sucks? YouTube sucks, for the simple fact that David Null gets his channel stolen from him and he didn't know what to do. Why didn't he know what to do? Because YouTube does not make it clear to anyone, here's what you do when you have a problem. Yeah, they have a chat feature right now on the YouTube Studio app, which is completely useless. Ask me how I know. Because I was on it today. Got zero help whatsoever. Not concerning Cichlid Charmer, concerning my own channel. No help at all. It's so much nonsense. YouTube is one of the biggest companies in the world. And let me make something very clear. I know this sounds like I'm contradicting myself. I love YouTube so much. The fact that I'm able to do what I'm doing here right now is incredible. And the fact that I can make a couple dollars doing this is unbelievable. I consider myself to be so lucky to be able to do what I do. Believe me, that does not get lost on me. Everything about YouTube I love, except this. Anytime this happens to anyone, the person it happens to is like, I don't know what to do, because there's no email address. There's no phone number. I don't have a contact. Let me tell you something, and this is going to sound bold. I have a personal YouTube partner manager. Now, that doesn't mean this person's whole job is taking care of KG Tropicals. No, that's ridiculous. I'm sure there's probably 12 of those for Mr. Beast, but come on. We ain't talking about something like that. For a small channel like mine, my partner manager probably handles 50 channels. I don't know. But what I do know is when I message this person, and I have 2 days ago. No, well, what was it? 3 days ago. And I also messaged her last week. Haven't heard back on either one of them. It takes a minimum of a week to get a response from my partner manager. And you know what? It's not my current manager. It's every single one that I've had. They rotate every 6 months. So this is not a perk of being a reasonably sized channel. It's supposed to be, but it's not. If this kind of thing that happened to David Null happened to me, I also wouldn't know what to do. So when he reached out to me and he was looking for guidance on what to do, I didn't know what to tell him. And I didn't know what I could offer. I said, listen, man, I'll do whatever I can do for you, but I don't know what that's going to be, because what do I know? I mean, so what I ended up doing was messaged my partner manager. No response. I'm not shocked there. That was Monday night. And then I went on to the completely useless and waste of space chat support on the YouTube Studio app. This is a complete waste of time. If you are a YouTuber and you ever need to know anything, unless what you need to know is like, how do I add tags to my video, which are completely useless in 2025. But if you want to do that, they can answer those kind of questions for you. But if you have a technical problem with your channel, or you run into something like this, they're going to have nothing for you. You're going to spend 2 hours explaining to them what the problem is. And then they're going to be like, oh, I see. Let me look into that. And then you're never going to hear anything else. And that's exactly what happened here. It took me a half an hour to explain to this person, I am not calling or chatting with you about my channel. I'm reaching out on behalf of a friend. His channel is Cichlid Charmer. His channel has gotten hacked. This is what happened. When he first messaged me, I looked at his channel and I was like, well, everything seems to be fine. What's going on here? But later on that night, I go on there and it says, the Cichlid Charmer's channel says, this channel has been terminated due to community guidelines. I said, what? So somebody took it, and I've seen this before. Not with anybody that I know, but I've seen it where somebody will steal a channel and then put a bunch of stuff on it that you're not supposed to put on YouTube. And then YouTube immediately cuts it out and turns it off. And the person who owns the channel is like, what did I do? What? And you're completely defenseless. You don't know what to do in this kind of scenario. And I had to explain to this lady, it was definitely a lady. I said, not that that makes a difference, but it was a lady. This is not my channel. It's Cichlid Charmer. Oh, okay. Well, can you have him message me from his studio app? What don't you understand? He can't get on it. His email address and channel have been stolen. Oh, okay. I understand your concern. I will, let me see what I can do. And I think it was AI. I really do. And when I messaged them today, and I was on there for 45 minutes messaging about something on my chat or on my channel, I think it was AI there too, because their answers are so, I understand that you're having a problem with this. Let me see what it is that I can do to help you. It just sounds so AI or reads so AI. So anyway, I finally was able to convince or make this person understand what it is that's going on here. And she said, and I can't say she, because the person's name supposedly was Skylar. I have that name tattooed on me. That's my daughter's name. So that's why I remember it. I don't think Skylar was this person's name though. But even though I have a daughter named Skylar, Skylar could go either way. It's kind of like Tracy, kind of like Jordan, which I also have one of those. There's males and females with that name. Is my camera falling down? Let me fix this real quick because it's really, really bothering me, and I hope it doesn't freeze. Oh, please don't freeze. Okay. So I finally was able to get this person to understand what was going on, and she said, okay, well, I'm going to send your friend an email with all of the steps necessary to get this resolved. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Finally. Did they? No. She emailed him 24 hours later. Why does it take 24 hours? I don't know. We're chatting about this right now. You have a list of things that need to be done right now. All you got to do is copy and paste the email address and send it to him now. Why is it something that's going to take 24 hours? I don't know. But it did. And I messaged David the next day and I was like, did you get that email? And he's like, yeah, there was nothing to it. It didn't help at all. So this went on for a couple of days. And then last night, I'm scrolling through YouTube because that's what I do. And I see in my short feed a Cichlid Charmer video. And I'm like, oh, look at this. Look at that bald guy. I click on it. I watch the short real quick. And then I click on his channel. And there's all of his shorts. And I'm like, oh, okay, not his shorts, his short videos. He doesn't put up videos of his shorts. I see his list of shorts, and then I go to his homepage, and his homepage has been completely hijacked by a crypto company because, of course, those scumbags, all of them, they changed the avatar, they changed the channel banner, everything. Basically, what they did was stole the channel and then like embedded all of their videos on Cichlid Charmer's homepage. And so when you're on Cichlid Charmer's homepage, it doesn't look like Cichlid Charmer's homepage at all. It looks like this idiot that hijacked his channel that's trying to scam people out of money for their cryptocurrency scam. And I clicked on one of the videos because of course I did. I got to do my research. And then I went down to the comments, and it was over and over and over again in the comments. Stop stealing people's channel. You're getting reported. You've stolen this channel. And we're talking about, these are comments that are 4 or 5 weeks old. So we're not talking about Cichlid Charmer. This is something that is regularly occurring with this channel. They're stealing other people's channels, stealing their hard work, and then putting their videos on their homepage, making it look like that it's their channel. And it's infuriating because it's crypto scams is what it is. And so those people suck. People that would steal someone else's channel, they suck too. YouTube sucks with the way they handle these kind of things. I don't know if it should be when a channel gets monetized, which I just got a message from Mr. Jason Adams. His motorcycle channel, Iron Mission, just got monetized today. Super proud of him. It should perhaps be when a channel gets monetized, YouTube should then, it should be like getting the briefcase and going into the private office as a Scientologist. It's like, now that you're monetized, you have access to this, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody about the space aliens inhabiting people's bodies. Don't, keep it to yourself. Handcuff this briefcase to you, go in the private room, read it. You're going to be amazed. Y'all know the story, right? It should be something like that. When you're monetized, you should get access that's not some dumb AI chat feature. It is a real life person that you get in contact with if you have emergency situations like this. Period. That's how it should work. And think about it. YouTube is a multi-$100 billion company. I mean, let's do it. Let's do something real quick, shall we? I want to research something right now. I just typed in, how many employees does YouTube have? Approximately 128,000 employees. According to Lead IQ, whatever that is. And it's an AI overview. Shocker. You mean to tell me, I understand there are hundreds of millions of YouTube channels. I get it. I know that. But they're not all having problems at the same time. You mean to tell me that out of 100 and what was the number? I already forgot. 150,000 employees. You mean to tell me you can't have a couple of schmucks sitting there waiting in case emergencies like this happen? What would have happened if Mr. Beast's channel got hijacked? What do you think would have happened then? What do you think would have happened if their darling boys like Ryan Trahan and Mark Rober, what if their channels got hijacked? You think they would let that message go for a week before they would respond? You think Mark Rober, one of the most talented individuals on this platform, you think he would get an AI response if somebody stole his channel? No. Why? Because YouTube makes money off of every single channel. That's how they make their billions of dollars that they make. So you would think that if somebody like David Null is an income earning channel on YouTube, they would have some type of an avenue for that person to be able to get in contact if something like this happens. But you know why they don't? I know exactly why they don't. And so I'm going to defend YouTube here. They don't have that feature because people suck. That's why. What does that mean? If they had a feature available or a button available, click this button and instantly be connected with a person at YouTube, you know what would happen? You would get so many assholes that would be messaging that individual saying, I just saw a video that I don't like. I just saw a video that the guy, I don't like the person's opinion, and you should take them off YouTube. I just saw a video and a guy said a curse word. I don't like it. I just saw, you know where I'm going, right? I'm not talking about any particular political equation or anything like that. I'm just talking common sense. They would be inundated with people complaining about other channels. You need to demonetize that channel. You need to shut that channel down because they have an opinion that I don't like. That's why YouTube can't make it easy for people to get in contact with them when their channel is stolen from them. Nobody can do anything. I felt completely hopeless and I felt horrible because he came to me. He didn't come to me expecting me to solve his problems, but he came to me like, John, I don't know what to do. And there was nothing I could do. That bothered me so much. I should know. I've been on YouTube for 13 years. I should know exactly what to do if this kind of thing happens. No. I know what I would do. I would message my partner manager and I would sit for a week waiting to get a response. And my response from my manager would be, sorry you're going through that. Let me look into this further. Which means absolutely nothing to me. So people suck and take advantage of the system. And so YouTube can't make it easy for anybody when they have a big major problem like this. People that will steal other people's channels. David Knoll, I don't know how many videos he has, but it's in the hundreds and they're all gorgeous. I haven't seen them all, but every single one I've ever seen is beautiful. Just a gorgeous channel. Hard work goes in. He puts way more work into his videos than I do. I promise you that. And it's funny because him and I will talk and he'll compliment me on my videos and stuff. And I'm like, dude, come on. I'm not dumb. I know like my stuff doesn't compare to yours at all. And it never has. I mean, he's at a level that very few people can achieve. The only person that I would ever say was close, if not at the same level as him in our community, is Jimmy. You know Jimmy, right? He went under Jimmy Neutron for a while. He went under Jimmy Gimbal for a while. His channel, I don't know what's going on with his channel. Jimmy has a new business venture, and I think they have kind of morphed his channel into that business venture. Nothing weird, nothing. It's aquariums, but I think they may have made the catastrophic mistake of deleting all of his videos. I'm going to need somebody to explain that to me. I know everybody involved in that channel very well. I'm going to need, you got some explaining to do. Jimmy's the only person I would put at the same level as David. And so for this to happen to him, it just breaks my heart. And he's a good dude. He's a good dude. He's not a jerk. Like the guy that this happened to that lives in the United States, who it's like Voldemort. I will not name him because he decided to take his channel negative. He decided that his channel was not David Knoll. I'm talking about this other guy that this happened to. He decided his channel was going to be all about trashing people, making videos, disparaging other YouTubers, including me, including Lisa, including Corey, including everybody else. And so when this happened to him, nobody felt bad for him. But when it's somebody like David Knoll, it's like, this is one of the good guys. it makes me feel anger, like rage. It just makes me so mad. There's really only one person in this community that something like this could happen to, and I wouldn't care, and it's already happened. And guess what? I didn't care. So, but everybody else, like I said, I would rather see this happen to me than somebody else, because it's just not fair. And David is going to be fine. He has a big boy job, and he's obviously very good at what he does, because it shows in his YouTube channel. He is a professional with a camera. I don't know if he's a professional photographer or a professional videographer, but either way, he's very good at what he does. And it's obvious that, that's what he does for a living. So he's going to be fine. And the channel is kind of back. And it's very confusing because I went on there earlier. I got, and this is funny, I feel bad about this, and I apologized to him. I got more messages from him this morning on Facebook, which all of the other messages he was sending me were through text. Like, he has my phone number. We're texting. And that made sense. But when I got messages on Facebook today, it seemed weird. And I would show you, but I think it would show my phone number, and I ain't trying to do that. I could show you, and I could scroll through. I tell you this all the time. Every single day, I get the code sent to me from Facebook. Here's your code on Facebook. Don't share it with anybody. The two-step authentication thing, I get that for Facebook every morning. It's the first thing I see when I get up. I come down to my computer, and I look at my messages, and there it is, right there, unread. Here's your code from Facebook. It happens to me every day. And so when I got these messages from him and I are not friends on Facebook. That's not something to be offended by. I'm never on Facebook. The only thing I do on Facebook is Messenger. And so we're not friends. So it went into my message requests, and I read it, and it just seemed weird. I'm not going to say what it said because it was private between me and him. It wasn't anything like, I was just paranoid. So he didn't say anything outrageous. He didn't say anything crossing any lines. It just didn't seem right to me. It seemed weird, and I just ignored it. And he even said, I can't text you because of this whole scenario. So that's why I'm messaging you here now. And I'm like, I start thinking, was it ever even him? Was I texting with the scammer? Are they coming after me next? Like, I started getting totally paranoid. But then he messaged me later on in the day, texted me and said, okay, I can text you again. And I was like, that was you? Yeah, that was me. Okay, thank God. But when you go on his channel now, which I saw Zen Ginger passed it or shared it earlier. Thank you for that, Zen. It looks completely normal now. And so I texted him. I was like, man, I'm glad it all got worked out. That's a huge relief. I'm still talking about it tonight, but it's a huge relief. And he's like, no, I still can't. I still can't get on it. I still can't do anything, but it, I guess, looks normal now. And I'm like, well, then that doesn't make sense, because the channel looks like it's back to what it was. All of your videos, he's got very distinct, very well done, beautiful thumbnails. And it's like he's one of those channels, when you see one of his thumbnails, it's his video. You don't even have to read the title or look at the channel. That's a Cichlid Charmer video. Even if it doesn't have him in it, you still know. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. The channel looks completely normal, but he still can't access the channel. So I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing. But what I do know is people suck. Not all of you, of course. 343,000 people watching this live right now. None of y'all. Except for that guy in the beginning of the stream that said I whine too much. I don't like that guy. But all of you others, you're all good. So you don't suck. It's just everybody else that does. People that would steal someone else's work, They suck. One of the biggest social media platforms, if not the biggest, I don't know. I don't know if it's the biggest platform. I think it is, but one of the biggest social media platforms on the planet has a terrible system for handling situations like this. I'm trying to think of an analogy that would make sense. Like I know there's so many YouTube channels. I know this. And I know that some channels are going to take priority over others because of size and the amount of views and the amount of money that can be made. And that makes sense to me. I get it. It's a hierarchy. I totally understand that. I would completely expect Mark Rober to get attention before I do. I would not expect everybody to be on the same level. However, I would think that there would just be a quicker reaction for situations like this, especially when it's not the first time it's happened with this particular offender. And by offender, I mean whoever the asshole is that stole Cichlid Charmer's channel and still hasn't, well, I don't think they're going to be given the opportunity to give it back, but hasn't lost it yet. He still doesn't have it. And so the YouTube system sucks. Everything else about YouTube I love. Their algorithm scares me. YouTube's algorithm, and I'm not one of those tinfoil hat wearing people, but I'm saying I will deliberately not search things on YouTube, not because it's weird or because, but because I don't want them to start sending me a bunch of videos about that particular thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, the algorithm freaks me out sometimes, but I make a living from that algorithm, so I can't complain about it too much. I love everything about YouTube except for how terrible they are at handling problems with channels. And usually they don't just remove content without giving the channel back. See, that's the thing. I don't know why he doesn't have control of the channel yet. And see, it wasn't just his YouTube channel. It was his entire Google account. So whatever he had under his Google account was also hijacked. And I think, let me verify here. Yeah, he has green bubbles. So his phone is an Android phone. And so that's probably why he couldn't text me. But everything is under that. So that's probably why he hasn't gotten it back yet, because he needs to get control over the Google account. I don't know. I don't know what more I can say about it. It's terrifying to me that this kind of thing can happen. And all I would say to you, everybody watching this right now, if you are someone that is an aspiring YouTuber, or if you are a YouTube channel that's watching this, that's larger than my channel, protect yourself as good as you can. I have everything in place that I'm aware I can have in place to secure my stuff. Is it good enough? It's probably never good enough. It's probably one of those things that these scammers are always going to figure out a way. And then there's going to have to be another thing, and then another thing. And it's just so frustrating. YouTube is Google, right? Yeah. So, but yeah. I don't know what to say, Whip. I don't know how to respond to that other than to say, yeah, Google owns YouTube. So I don't know why it's still a problem. Should be something that gets handled relatively quickly. And again, what I've been trying to say this whole time is you would think YouTube would put an absolute priority on this, even though he's only a 20,000 subscriber channel or whatever it is. I don't care if the channel has only been online for 4 days and has 9 views. If it gets stolen, it should be an absolute priority for YouTube to get that back. Because once somebody has it, they can put whatever they want on it. They can put, I'm not even going to say, you know what they can put on it. And that just terrifies me. They have left me twisting in the wind for 1.5 years with my Google Pay issues. 1.5 years. Yeah. So I'm going to let you all in on a little behind the scenes goings on with me. If you don't know this, where you been? But Lisa and I have a website, keepfishkeeping.com. We sell aquarium products to anybody in the United States that wants them. And one of the brilliant features that YouTube has is what's called YouTube shopping. The very second this was available to us, I signed up for it. What YouTube shopping is, let's say Whips World. He's a creator. He streams. He makes videos. Let's say Whips World is going to do a video talking about the Shark Pro. He maybe have already done that. I don't know. And he wants to do what every YouTuber on planet Earth, including me, does. He wants to include a link in the description of his video to the Shark Pro. The link would be to an affiliate that if somebody buys the Shark Pro from that link, he would make a very small commission off of that sale. This is how the internet works now. It's a beautiful thing. And this is YouTube offering that system for free to websites that have YouTube channels. So I signed up for it right away. And it's the easiest thing. Every single person in this chat right now has seen that. You've seen in the bottom right corner, which I think, am I pointing to the bottom right corner? I don't know. Whatever, when you're looking at the screen, the bottom right corner, there's a little thing that pops up that says view products. If you click on that and you order a product through that, the creator that made the video that you were watching gets a commission for that. And that's a beautiful feature. And as soon as YouTube had that available, I signed up for it, and it was great. And I started messaging the YouTubers who care. There's very few of them anymore that care about Lisa and I's business. But there was a few. And I reached out to them and I said, hey, David Knoll was one of them, by the way. If you want to make a commission, I know that you've already made product or videos about these products, whether it's Northfin or Shark Pros or whatever. We have the YouTube shopping available now. You can link it on there. And everybody was like, great, that's awesome. And it was wonderful until one day it wasn't. It was just gone. And I tried everything to get that straight. I emailed my partner manager. Let me look into that. Fill out this application. Look at this. Go to the Shopify support or the YouTube shopping support page. I wish I could explain to you. None of this is helping me. Can you just help me, please? You make money from this too. Anyway, not the partner manager, but YouTube. Nobody could help me with this. I went for months. And one of the nice things that I had going for me was that I do have the Tank Talk podcast, which is a monetized channel. And so I was able to go onto the Tank Talk and try to tag products and see if it's working or not. And it was never working. I couldn't figure it out. That's what I was messaging with the stupid chat feature today. 45 minutes, I got nothing. And I finally today, I was like, you know what? I'm not getting up from this chair. Not this chair, but the one in my office. I'm not getting up from my chair until I figure this out. And it took me hours. And I finally figured it out. You want to know what it was? Finsanity, let's say. It's not Finsanity that was the problem, but Finsanity is the first name I see in here. because he donated 5 memberships. Thank you, Joe. I mean, come on, Joe. Really? You're at it again. Joe is too much for us. And he also put in an order while we've been talking here tonight, too. You're too much, Joe. Let's say Joe makes a video, tags a product from keepfishkeeping.com in his video. Somebody buys it. He earns a commission. YouTube charges me, as they should, that commission, and then they pay Joe on his normal monthly paycheck from YouTube, AdSense, and all of that. It's part of that whole thing. And so in order to be involved in this feature, I had to have a credit card on file that they would charge those charges to. That's a business expense. That's part of the deal. I don't object to that at all. Let's make believe for a second that the expiration date on my credit card, this is not the real date, folks. Let's say that the expiration date was March 13th of 2029. Actually, they don't have a date like that. March of 2029. Let's just say that's what the expiration of the card was. The card on YouTube was listed as 3/29. It needed to say 03/29. That's what held the whole thing up. That's not the real date. It's not the real year. It's not the real month. Just telling you. But the 0 is what was holding the whole thing up. Where did the original 0 go? I don't know. But it wasn't there. Months and months and months. I have channels like Cichlid Bros, Ben Ochart, Cichlid Charmer that are friends of the channel, that promote products that we sell, that wanted to promote our website. They couldn't do it, which means YouTube also didn't get their cut because it was missing a 0. You mean to tell me that one of these people, these college-educated people that work at Google, that probably make over $100,000 a year and probably work 9 hours a week from home, you mean to tell me they couldn't have looked at it and seen that there was an issue with the bank, with the credit card? That shouldn't be a hard issue to find. But I couldn't even get the person on the YouTube chat to understand what I was talking about. So you can't tag products in your videos? No, I can tag products. Well, then what's the problem? Other YouTubers can't tag products on my website. So when you go on it, you can't tag. I can't, or I can do it. But other YouTube, like, what do I have to do? That wasn't real sign language, by the way. And if it was, and I said foul language, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. What do I have to do to make you understand? But they never understand, which is why that feature is completely useless. I'm sorry. I'm done venting about this. You think if Mark Roper dropped that 0, that YouTube wouldn't be fixing that? That's what I'm saying. I mean, and it doesn't even have to be somebody at the level of a Mark Roper. I mean, Joey Mullen gets a lot of views. MD gets a lot of views. Tanner Serpa gets a lot of views. One of those guys, I would think that they would react really fast. Maybe not if it's somebody can't tag my, that's not really an emergency, even though it kind of is because YouTube makes money from that. You would think they would want to, but anyway. But when it's somebody that loses their channel completely, like I'm saying, there should be an avenue where every YouTuber knows, okay, this is exactly what you do. And you should be able to contact somebody immediately when you notice that this has happened so that stuff doesn't get put on your channel that's not supposed to be there, that violates the terms of service for YouTube. I would feel like YouTube would consider that to be an emergency situation. But nobody knows what to do. And that sucks. So YouTube, be better. You're great at everything except that. People that are scam artists, please, God almighty, don't scam me. I can't afford you to scam me. Like, please, don't, I beg you. But more importantly, don't scam any other fish keeping channels either. All fish keeping channels are struggling right now. This is a hard niche to make videos in because there's just not very many of us. It's not that, there isn't people looking for this, but it's a small community. And so it's a struggle. Go pick on channels that make a lot of money. Don't pick on my people. It's just not fair. This is mean. It really bothers me. But anyway, it does seem like it is on the right track. It seems like he's going to have his channel back sooner rather than later. And I really, really hope I'm right there. But anyway, let's talk about another YouTube channel, shall we? I watched an aquarium video today that almost made me pass out. It was a video on a little teeny micro-sized YouTube channel called Predatory Fins. I'm joking, of course. Rod is a friend of the channel. He's been a guest on the podcast. I adore Rod. I adore Kevin. I cannot wait to buy stingrays from Kevin. If y'all haven't seen the video that Predatory Fins did like 2 weeks ago when they received those 2 big tanks, you've got to watch these videos. I got to tell you, this is the God's honest truth. I don't think I've ever been more riveted to the screen for a fish keeping video than I was to this video that I watched today. It was very, very well done. They at Predatory Fins, Rod and Kevin, got delivery of a tank that I swear on everything I have, the one tank was longer than this entire room. This room is 32 feet long, and I think that tank was like, it was pushing 50 feet long. I don't know what the measurements of this tank were, but just thinking about it in my head, I'm going to say like 50 by 10 by 10 or 8 by 8. I mean, we're talking a gargantuan size aquarium. I'm going to tell you how it's set up in the video. A semi truck pulls up to Predatory Fins, which I've been there. They don't have a huge parking lot. This semi truck is in their parking lot. It's a 53-foot trailer. The entire trailer is this aquarium. And it's the first thing you see in the video. You might see Rod's big dumb face first, but then you see the tank. I don't remember. But I would never call Rod dumb to his face. You seen that guy? He would demolish me, but we're friends, so I can get away with that. I saw this tank and I said, how in the world is he going to get this into his shop? Rod's a big guy. He's like a bodybuilder guy. He's like a big dude. I felt sorry for the guy that fought him in Fins and Fury, because Rod's a big guy. He's not tall, but he's wide and big and like scary. He's the nicest guy in the world, so it's hard to be scared of him. But your microphone's not turned on. Here we go. Let me put the camera on you now, too.
There's like cat hair all over the microphone. I only have a few minutes. I've got a tank that I'm filling up.
Okay.
You know what happens. I've already brought the mop out once.
You haven't seen that video on Predatory Fins, have you? The one
No.
I was talking about today?
No.
It is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Uh-oh.
Watching
Come here, baby.
them get this tank into their building. And they got it in there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, there went your camera.
That's so funny.
I swear it's a 50-footer, and Rod's a busy guy. I would text him and find out the measurements on that, but I bet you it's 50 feet. And here's the thing. He rented a crane, like a wrecker with a crane on the back. He rented a crane, and the guy picked the tank up. The truck drove away, and then they put it down on the ground, and then he used one of those gargantuan-sized forklifts to basically push that tank through the doors, which there was about that much space on either side for clearance, and he got that in there. And they put the tank on these little carts that, like the carts we have, like those.
Oh.
But they had these little ones, and you've got this tank that probably weighs 10,000 pounds.
Jeez.
On these little carts, and they're wheeling it around. And then there's a second one. And the second tank is like 36 feet long. And I'm like, how do you do this? But they did it. They got it in. I can't wait to see
That's so
the next
cool.
video. We have to go back up there because, first of all, I need my stingrays from Kevin. And
You need a tank first.
oh, yeah. Daggone it. Well, we'll have to work that out at some point.
Right.
You came in perfect timing because I just got done with my bitch fest. Sorry, no more foul language, I promise. It's
Yeah, I was kind of listening.
if y'all are listening with kids, you can take the earmuffs off now. It's safe now, I promise.
Wow. So I got the babies in.
Oh, good.
They're so happy. They look really good. And I made sure I got that female in really quick because she was acting weird, laying on her side and stuff. But I got that tank scaped. It's halfway full. I'm just waiting to be able to go turn FX6 on, get things going.
I could connect my phone as a camera and we could go look at it.
No, it's a video.
That's true. That will be the next video.
Yeah.
We have been you haven't been filming anything in there. You better go film it.
Why? It's done.
Some YouTuber you are. We've been filming all day, and then she doesn't film that part of it.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because we'll get a good.
Well, while you've been streaming, I did it. Y'all just gotta believe me.
She did. I could see. I mean, I couldn't see what you're doing, but I could see you in there working. So she wasn't just standing there doing nothing.
No.
She was getting some work done. So I'm excited to see that. And
I like it. I think it turned out really well.
There's been another decision that you've made, which I had nothing to do with. Or have you decided now you're not going to do it, about moving that, I call it the slaughter table, but.
Because it used to be a slaughter table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still want to move it because I told you I want to bring my huge Monstera plant in here. And I think it would look really good in the corner of where that's at.
Well,
I mean, it's
we
taking up
shall.
half of my office. We're going to have to use your truck or something.
Oh, we're not carrying that thing. That's for daggone sure. We might be able to attach that to the wall too,
What?
to give it some stability. The antique table, the slaughter table. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, I don't even think we talked about it in that video. When we bought this place, there was a table that was on the porch of this building, and it had a bunch of like knife marks in it. And
it was like a butcher's block
yeah,
table.
and I was like, this must have been like where they slaughtered animals. And then we found out from my neighbor I was right. It's not like it's all covered in blood or anything. It's a really nice, old, like sturdy table. But
yeah, I had a vision.
yep,
like-
she's got it full of aquariums now. It looks really
Yeah.
good.
And plants in the middle behind it. I was like, this needs to be a nano table. just fits the theme, the everything.
Well, and it's funny because my neighbor, who is 81 years old, the reason
He's
why...
my neighbor too.
Well, yeah, but I was talking to them. I wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
The reason he was asking about that was because he wanted it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't tell you that. He was
No.
like, oh, yeah, if you weren't using it, I was going to see if you would sell it to me because I guess he has memories of it or something. I don't know. I said, oh, no, she already commandeered that. It's already full of aquariums.
And
so.
I really love the, it's like a trunk.
Yep.
It looks like a treasure chest to me because it's so old and it has the lock on it.
And it has nothing to do with killing animals either.
No. And the really cool part is the color is going to go perfect with the new color of the wall. So it's going to stay on the opposite wall to kind of,
I like
contrast.
it. Can you
Not
see
contrast.
that? You can't see that tank from here. It just makes me nervous because...
I promise it's not overflowing. You want to know why? I've been putting water in it for 40 minutes. Let me see what time. Yes, for 40 minutes. And it's only halfway filled.
Let me tell you all something. If you were to Google right now, the queen of overflowing aquariums, you would see that woman's face right there. So don't believe a word she's saying right now.
So basically, my advice to anybody who has a fish room no, let me put it to you this way. A fish tank, I don't care if it's a 5-gallon or a 500-gallon, you need one of those
Shop vacs.
shop vacs and a lot of mops and a lot of towels. Always. You need them available at all times because things happen. I forget everything all the time now.
She does.
I think I left Roxy outside.
This woman. You better go let her in. She's old.
Oh my gosh, that was like,
That was over an hour ago. You should be ashamed of yourself.
oh my gosh. I got to go let Roxy in. Then I got to make sure I don't overflow the tank. But I'll be right back, you guys. Shoot. Oh, no.
This woman. Love her. I do. Love her. Good Lord. Anyway, Salient says the tanks are 40 feet long, 5 feet high. Dude, they just seem so much bigger than that. I mean, but then again, I don't know. I mean, I swear. But even still, if Rod's tank is 40 feet long, it's 8 feet longer than this building. That's insanity. That tank behind me, it's this entire building plus one of those. That is bananas. I can't wait to go up there and see that. He had a tank in there that was not filled up with water that was in the place of the tank that they just got. One of the bigger of the two tanks that they just got. And it was massive, but it wasn't like all that attractive. It was like a fiberglass tub with little observation windows in it. It looked like something that would probably be used at like a fish farm or something like that. It was meant to shock and awe. It wasn't necessarily like, oh, that's the prettiest thing I've ever seen. But this new one looks like that, except it's 40 feet long. And I swear it looked bigger than 5 feet high, but it's probably 5 feet high. And then the stand is another couple feet on a metal stand, just like this one. It was not made by Custom Aquariums. The acrylic, I think it's acrylic on it, is like that thick. It is unbelievable. And I could be wrong because he might have said it to us privately. But I think he even said how much that tank cost when he was a guest on the Tank Talk podcast. Was she outside still?
No, I forgot I let her back in. What?
Did you run? You must have.
It's just hot out. Jeez.
So tell everybody what you did.
So I went all the way back to the house, and her little face is at the window, at the door. So I forgot I let her back in. I don't remember letting her back in. Gosh, my memory sucks.
You didn't look at the tank before you came in either. I'm just saying.
Let me go check the tank out.
I forgot to put you on camera too, and then you walk away, and I put the camera back on her. You know, we are not. I am not a smart person. You gonna be all right?
Yeah, it's still got like that much more to go. Phew.
I always overflow a tank when I think it's a good idea to multitask. Yeah, that's what happens.
That's what I do. I try to multitask, but I only end up remembering one thing out of the multis. So that becomes a problem.
Imagine I was talking about this before you got back.
Huh?
Rod's tank, the tank I'm telling you about,
Right?
is 8 feet longer than this entire building.
Wow. Was he going to put a whale in it?
We've been in that room. I'm telling you, it is the entire length of that room. And that's a massive room that it's in.
Wow.
It's 40 feet long. This is 32.
How wide?
Salient said it's 5. It's 40 by 5 by 5. But to me on video, it looked bigger. But then again, everything looks bigger on camera.
So it's long and skinny.
It's not skinny, though. I mean, the proportions are probably
skinny
similar.
Because 40 by 5 is kind of...
Like I said, when it was on the back of the semi-truck, it looked like the semi-truck had a box trailer on it. But it wasn't a box. It was the aquarium that was crated and everything. Unbelievable. What advice would you give a new startup stores as far as livestock versus dry goods versus equipment?
Well, dry goods don't die. Just saying. And they don't have to be taken care of if you want to go on vacation. So. But you need livestock to have a fish store.
They do have expiration dates, though. I just had to refund somebody because I sent them a box of Marison 2 that expires next month.
Oh.
I just didn't feel like thinking about it. I didn't feel like doing it. I just refunded it. Whatever.
It
I don't
kind
care.
of sucks because if we get it that way, it's not our fault. So it's like we end up losing. But whatever.
I should have looked at that. Or you should have looked
I-
at it.
I've
Whoever.
been-
I don't know who did.
I've been actually paying more attention to that because if we're going to get it like that, then I want to fix that immediately.
It's such a huge hassle to fix it. That's the problem. But Joe, the best advice would be, you know what sells. You know what the popular things in the aquarium hobby are. You know the brands that are popular. Don't think about it as what you like. Think about it from the standpoint of what sells. What are the big brands that sell? API, Marineland, Fluval, Seachem, Northfin, Seachay, Fritz, obviously, Hikari. You know, these are brands that everybody knows, everybody's looking for. Therefore, every store should have them. We don't have them all because we're more of a specialized thing. And livestock are the exact same way. A lot of people starting up stores will be scared because they're like, well, I don't want to sell the kind of fish that people can go to Petco and PetSmart and get. Why not?
Yeah. If we opened up a fish store right now, I would sell a lot of guppies.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't care.
Guppies, betas, tetras, barbs, rasboras. I mean, all of the things. Everything that Petco, PetSmart, local fish store, everything. We would have it all. Oscars.
I wouldn't sell, but I wouldn't sell stuff like some of your monster fish. Mainly because it shouldn't be something people just walk in the store and think, you know what, I want to get that arowana. And they've only had a tank for today, and they think it's okay to get that arowana.
Yeah, but then again, every pet store has arowanas.
Well, I wouldn't sell it.
I saw a thing recently. I fall down these rabbit holes of watching shorts, like I'm sure everybody does. Other people might do reels. For me, it's shorts, and I like it because I have YouTube Premium and I don't have to see any ads. But
I do.
I saw one recently where the guy was talking about, he was one of these, like he was doing like a presentation, and he was talking about a guy that started a restaurant, and he took his entire staff to a 5-star super high-end restaurant. He took his whole staff to this restaurant, and he said, I want to go to this restaurant to learn what we should do. And I'm going to paraphrase what he said, but all of his staff was looking at all of the things that this restaurant, this 5-star restaurant, was doing really well, and said, well, this is what we should emulate. And he said, no, what I want to do is go to this 5-star restaurant and look at everything that they're doing wrong and be better at that. And according to this guy, that guy's restaurant is now a 5-star restaurant because they're doing things that the other stores wouldn't do. Now, I am not proposing that if you're starting a fish store, make it different than everybody. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is get inspiration from other stores. Don't be afraid to walk in a really nice store and see what they're doing right, but also see what they're doing wrong and be better than that. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
And just understand the vast majority of this hobby are people that are not crazy fish keepers like us. They want pretty fish. They want fish that are not going to die. And they want fish that are also cheap. And they can just throw food in there once a day and be done with it. So give them what they want. Don't only sell specialized fish that nobody's ever heard of.
Right. No, I don't disagree with that at all. I know one thing. I've got koi cats right now. I've had them for a couple years, and they are
A mess?
the biggest mistake I ever made is getting koi cats. They make a mess. I hate what they've done to my Planet Aquarium, and it just drives me insane. And I want to get rid of them.
Can you check that tank?
It's fine.
It's really driving me
I
crazy.
promise.
It's a wood floor, and it's not very sturdy.
Yeah.
And
It'll
do
be
not
okay.
trust the manufacturers. Not all are honorable. That's a bold statement, Rosemarie. But you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, we work with a lot of manufacturers that we trust wholeheartedly. But then, we also have some manufacturers, well, really one that we carry that wouldn't know us from Adam, but all the others,
Oh, yeah.
Northfin, Seachem, Fluval, Extreme, Seachay, they appreciate us. They know us. This other brand, I'm talking about Hikari. I love Hikari, but Hikari is so big that they don't really have the relationships with retailers like all of those other brands that I just mentioned does.
Because they don't have to. They're big and they know it. They're like,
The biggest.
yeah.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe Tetra's bigger. I don't know. But one of the biggest, at least. Worldwide brand. But then again, you know what? So is Seachem. And the future CEO of Seachem walks up to me at these events. Hey, John, how you doing? Like, you want to go grab dinner? I mean, I'm not trying to name drop or act like a bigwig. I'm just saying, like, we have
Nice.
personal relationships with these people. I met one of the owners of Seachay, and she was like, you're the one with the thumbnail. I mean, anyway.
I feel like, and if you really look at it too, everybody was Seachem, everybody was Seachay. Like, everybody's nice. It's not
Yep.
just the main person. It's just there are certain ones that they've actually molded their people to be good too. Like, or they chose the right people is what I'm saying, They didn't make them, but they're all pretty decent.
Yeah. And, I'm not sitting here trying to disparage Hikari. I love Hikari. I'm just saying I met a guy from Hikari at that event in North Carolina. He was with Carl, not our cat, but our rep from Seachem. And super good guy. Had absolutely no clue who I was. Had no clue that I sold Hikari. And I don't expect him to. I mean, because they're such a big, massive company.
I'll go look at the tank.
Thank you. Days Gone, extremely overrated. In my top 5 games I've ever played. Hey, wait a minute, Josh. Now, you came in here wanting to fight, didn't you? How can you say extremely overrated, but then put it in your top 5? I think what you meant to say, Josh Tibbs, was extremely underrated. If not, you better not come walking through that door. You and I are fighting. Because I love that game so much. I've played it through like 26 times. There's a place in Chicago that regularly has a dozen tanks filled with baby silver arowanas for $40 each. Darius at Northfin is super nice and down to earth. He sponsors my channel, and his mentality and generosity is top tier. You got that right. And it's not just Darius. It's Asta. It's Astius. I hope I'm saying his name right. I can't wait to see him again to verify that I'm saying it right. If I said that, if I asked Darius, is it pronounced Astius? He'd be like, yes, even if it's not.
Yeah.
Because he would be like, I'm not going to correct you. I can't do a Lithuanian accent, but he would be too nice to correct me on it. And Astius would probably just be like, because I never even heard him say one word.
He's so funny. Like
Astius is their son, by the way, the owner's son. Anyway. I don't necessarily love Hikari, but my fish do. I'm struggling hard with getting the fish to take to Northfin, and I really want them to. Well, daggone it, your fish just need to smarten up.
The funny thing is, certain fish like certain foods, and it's just the way it is. Like, the Oscars love that stuff.
I want to test it out. She bought this without my knowledge the other day. Oh, it's so little.
Yeah, but they like it.
This is not what I was talking about.
Oh.
Are they both the same exact one? Or the same pellet size?
Yeah.
So this is the sinking carnivore pellets. These are great. This is basically the same thing we have, except we have the floating sticks. These are great. Everything I've ever fed this to loves it. She bought this from our distributor recently, and she said it was, or I was led to believe that it was massivore, which is another great food.
But you said it stinks.
It stinks.
Well, this
actually smells good.
I just like to give them a varied diet. I don't want to just feed them one fish food. That's boring.
These are so small, though.
But they like it.
The Oscars eat it?
Yeah, but it sinks. So if you put it in there, make sure you
little teeny
don't
tiny
put
things.
a lot in it once, because they,
I just got done telling all 43,000 people that are watching that the Oscars are divas and only want to eat floating foods.
Oh, well, I feed them.
She called me a liar.
Yeah, I mean they like the tropical sticks from Northfin. They like.
Sometimes they pick off a couple of the carnivores as they're going past them.
Yeah, but they.
And they love the tetra.
They'll eat
shrimps.
monsters sometimes too from Extreme. They're not a fan of that.
That's what I was talking about, because this sinks pretty fast too.
Now, but the thing
Vitalis.
is, with the Vitalis, the carnivore from Vitalis, I can give it to the African cichlids, but I have to give it to them first. Give it to them first, they eat it, and then I give them like the super mix or the big fella, because they will gobble the super mix down and the big fella, and they'll gobble down anything. But the Vitalis, I have to give it to them first. Because if I were
They'll
to
pick
feed
the
them,
other stuff first.
yeah, I don't. It's just weird. They'll eat it, but they won't eat it with the other stuff.
This is what's unique about the Vitalis. If you haven't seen it yet, you see the pellets. and it just looks like normal pellets. But it's daggone it.
Super soft. I love that it.
I'm not playing camera tricks on you here. Look, I'm going to show them. I'm going to do a magic trick. Okay, you can't do this with any other pellets. You see that? 3 pellets. Come on, focus. 3 pellets. But now, 1 pellet.
But it doesn't break apart like that in the tank.
Kind of squished.
What's cool. Yeah, it's like.
It's soft. The pellets are soft. Like I'm squeezing one now and you see it's flat.
Yeah.
That's really, really neat. And
the tropical is amazing. My angelfish love the tropical pellets and the tropical flakes of the Vitalis.
The saltwater loves the pellets and the flakes too.
They have it?
There's the Vitalis marine flakes right there and the pellets right next to it.
Duh, that's right. I give it to them.
This
anyway,
lady.
I feed them that. But the yellow labs love the herbivore. Oh
Yep.
my God, they love it so much.
All of which we have on the site now. Where's Jennifer Anderson at? She hasn't been in here yet. She
But,
was
I
the one
mean,
asking for it.
It's just that some fish just don't like some foods. You can't.
I don't like
control
seafood.
it. Yeah.
So how's that any different? I mean, you don't either.
No. Oh, I like shrimp
That's not seafood.
and Alaskan crab legs. Not the little crab legs that you have to pick out the mustard. I don't like that.
I met Darius and his wife at the OCA, and Jesse is 100% right. He's such a good dude. His wife, too, but she was a little shy, quiet. She is a little shy, quiet until she's not. Then she is just a bing, bang, boom. She's all over the place. We don't know her. I don't know her as well as I do Darius, because I've talked to Darius a million times. We've only been together in person one time, and
We've messaged back and forth before. She's a really nice person. I actually would say I consider her a friend.
She was very, very not shy with us, but we'd known them for a while before, at least online we'd known them. There she is.
Oh.
Not Asta. I mean, Jennifer Anderson. She's going to be ordering on Monday. Hey, I'm not trying to be a salesman, Jennifer. I'm just saying we might be sold out by then. I'm just saying.
You're such a salesman.
At the end of the day, I do have to make a living, Jen. Come on. I mean, but some foods the fish don't like, I just throw them away and get something else. Foods are not always quality. I mean, that's the interesting thing about fish foods. It doesn't matter what brand we're talking about. I don't care who it comes from. If your fish don't eat it, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad food. It just means your fish don't like it. I mean, how many people on this earth don't like seafood? But I will not eat it. Like,
you said don't like it?
yeah, I mean,
like it?
Most people love seafood. Seafood restaurants are very, very successful. Everybody loves, let's go get lobster. Let's go get this. Let's go. No, I don't want that. Why? Because it's gross. Do they have chicken? Do they have steak? Then I'll go. But
yeah,
I'm in the minority there. It doesn't mean seafood is bad. It just means I don't like it. It's not my thing.
True.
I like the ACO nano feed. Oh, co-op. I was like, what is ACO? I have never heard it referred to that way. You need to come to Rhode Island and try our fish and chips. I won't do it. You can't make me do it, Aquarium Fun. You can't. You can try. You're not going to get me there to have your seafood because it's gross. I will eat chicken or steak. I'm not eating.
You eat a lot of steak.
That's what you feed me. Amen and amen. Seafood is nasty.
I can't even imagine eating fish. Ew. Gross.
And it's not a moral thing like, oh, I love aquariums, so I don't eat fish. It's not that. I love cows. I love chickens. But
And you don't mind eating steak, that's for sure.
I'm not killing the cows either. So if I had to kill the cows, it'd be a lot different.
Yeah.
I got brine shrimp direct eggs, and they included a sample of mysis shrimp flakes. My fish go crazy for those. There you go. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, a fish food, there's been, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot when people will put up reviews that are not positive reviews of a fish food that we sell, and they'll say, my fish didn't eat it. And I'm just like, oh man, that doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
There's foods in here that our fish don't eat. I'm not going to tell you it's a bad food because of that. It's just, they just don't eat it. I don't think I thanked Dennis yet for the 5 memberships. Sorry,
thank
Dennis,
you,
because that was a
Dennis.
while ago. That was at 7:37. I'm sorry that it took me an hour to get to that. My goodness. And Kaylin Shepard said in the very beginning, just remember, people may stink, but your local community members truly love you. And Lisa, don't stop being you. That's
Aw,
probably
thank
what
you.
Kaylin probably thought I was going to be complaining about something that had to do with us, and it didn't. It had
Oh.
to do with someone else. But thank you, Kaylin. That's nice of you.
Thank you.
You were going to say something, and
I don't know. I feel like I just got really tired after today. Whew.
you need to check that tank. You think maybe?
I'll go check the tank.
I'm not trying to dole out commands here. I'm just saying that much left. See, she's lucky that I told her. You just take the food you want the fish to eat and put it in their package of food they like. That's how I get my husband to eat off-brand Cheerios. That's so funny. Wouldn't it be nice if you could do that? In my experience, I will say this, and take it or leave it. In my experience, fish, when they're hungry enough, they'll eat whatever you put in the tank. I'm not saying starve your fish, but what I am saying is when we had our store, multiple times, I had people bring in fish and they would say these fish, like they were donating the fish because they got too big for them or whatever. Oh, what are you doing with that towel?
I'm cleaning up your mess that you put in the bottom of it earlier when you undid the FX.
No, that wasn't my fault. I was helping you. But they would say, oh, well, you have to feed. One of them was a Florida gar. You have to feed this gar live foods. It's too big for my tank now. I even showed this fish in a video. I want you to have it, but you have to feed it live fish. I said, well, I'm not going to do that. If you're putting that stipulation on it, I don't want your fish. I'm not going to take your fish. I'm not interested in it because I'm not going to do that. Well, that's all he'll eat. I said, you want to bet? And probably 5-6 days later, guess what that fish was eating? Whatever it was that I threw in the tank. And a lot of times I would show you, it's the Tetra freeze-dried krill and whatever floating like carnivore sticks. We didn't have Northfin at the time, but now would be the tropical sticks or the arowana from Northfin. It's just like, I'm not going to feed her fish. I'm going to put the food in that I put in, and they're going to eat it. If they don't, well, they'll eat it eventually. And I don't mean like if you were to look above, well, you can see it right there because Lisa's head's not in the way. You see all of those bags of Northfin? There's like 8 bags of Northfin on top of that tank right there, and you're not even seeing all of them. There's more over here. There's Extreme, there's Ron Cichlids, there's a bag of Super Mix. There's a bunch of Northfin. I'm not saying I put the same food in there every day, and if the fish never eat it, I'm just never going to move on. I have options. But one of those options is not going to be feeder fish, feeder goldfish. No, we keep those as pets. We don't feed them to other fish. It's ridiculous. And I love the challenge. It's not a challenge that I'm going to take anymore. But if somebody, well, it wouldn't happen because I wouldn't even offer it up. But if I decided to get an arowana for this tank, let's say, and whoever I got the arowana from was like, oh, man, listen, you have to feed this goldfish or guppies, I'm going to say, well, that's not going to happen. Well, he's going to starve. No, he's not. I'm going to put the tropical sticks in there. I'm going to put the carnivore in there. I'm going to put the Tetra freeze-dried krill in there. Not all at the same time. And eventually, that fish is going to be hungry enough and that fish is going to eat it. That's just what's going to happen. And I've proven that more than once. And every single time I talk about feeder fish, people get upset because there's a lot of babies that need Daphnia and they need baby brine shrimp. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about feeder goldfish that are 8 cents a piece at Petco, or rosy reds, or the mutt guppies. That's what I'm talking about. That's ridiculous. And fish do not need to eat those. That I can promise you. And they will be much better off eating the pellets or even flakes than they would be those stupid, non-nutritious goldfish. It's dumb. I used to be that person. And I'm so glad I'm not that person anymore. And when I say I used to be that person, I'm talking about when I was 19. And then I'm going to tell you all something right now that is going to make you think differently about me. You're going to be like, I never realized John was so soft. I thought John was a man, but he's just a snowflake like the rest of them. Lisa just yelled from the other room. Oh, geez. I had an arowana. I fed that arowana goldfish. And I kept a 10-gallon tank where I would go to the store and I would buy like 40 feeders. And I'd put them in this 10-gallon tank because the store was like 30 miles from my house and I didn't want to go there all the time. So I would just pull fish from that 10-gallon tank. And I did it one day. I put them in there and I was watching the fish eat. And I was just watching this goldfish swim for its life. And I just really felt bad. I was watching this and I was just like, oh, what have I done? Like, this is so barbaric. Like, this is not cool at all. And then it would eat the goldfish and the scales would fly everywhere. And it was just like, I am a savage for doing this. And it wasn't even that there's very little nutritional value and all this kind of stuff. It wasn't even that. It was just the barbarism of it. I was like, this is not cool at all. And I'm never going to do this again. And that's when I stopped. And that was that. And I think it was convenient. I think it was the last of the goldfish too. Because if I had a whole 10-gallon tank full of them, I probably would still have them to this day. Because I would have been like, well, I'm not going to finish the tank off feeding all of these to the fish. I fed them to my Oscars. I fed them to my arowanas. It was so dumb. And I hated it. And so a lot of me not feeding feeders is the guilt and feeling bad. But then there's also the fact that it contains very little nutrition for the fish. So there you go. They way overload the feeder tanks. You're introducing disease to. Yeah, there's that too. I mean, there's potential disease in the fish. Very good likelihood of disease in the fish. There is very little nutritional value. And there's the barbarism attached to it. Speaking of feeder fish, my oxalotl didn't eat any of the feeder fish I got him while on vacation. I get to put them in my community tank instead. Well, there you go. That is a win-win. What's Whip's World getting ready to say? My silver arowana took about 2 months to get off her feeder guppies and ghost shrimp. You're probably right. In that had I just waited, she would have started eating the pellets sooner, but I panicked. Yeah, I mean, you may find that you have to try a few different things. It might be, I swear I'm not lying to you. When I feed this tank, 100% of the time I get the tropical sticks. They're right there. Actually, yeah, there's a bag of tropical sticks and a bag of arowana up there, which is pretty much the same thing. And that's what I feed them every single time. But if they weren't eating that, I would feed them the tetra freeze-dried krill just to get them sparked. You know what I mean? But the Oscars don't like going down to the bottom of the tank to get stuff. So it works out really well because they don't mess with the bikers. I put the carnivore down in there. The bikers get that. The Oscars get the floating tropical sticks. Everybody's happy. But if they didn't like those tropical sticks, we would switch to Hikari carnivore sticks, or we would find one that they do like, but it's not going to be feeders.
I'm back. It's such a mess. I turned on the FX6 and it just
Oh, now it's all brown. Did you put the fish in there?
the fish have been in there.
Oh, good.
So
You told me that live in front of thousands of people, and I forgot.
so it's like hopefully it clears up okay. If not, I might have to do a water change.
That FX2 will clear it right up.
It's a 2? I thought
It's
it was
a
a
2.
6.
No, it's a 2.
Oh, okay.
I had piranhas. I would drop in the fish. They would bite them in half, and I'd have heads and tails floating around the tank. They
Aw.
wouldn't eat. They were just being jerks and killing them. Yeah, piranhas are savages. They are, and they're also really boring if you only have one.
Oh.
And I used to have one, and it was boring. I got rid of it. I'm the same way. My brother had piranhas. If you like, Joey has his piranha tank, and it's a really cool looking tank.
Oh yeah, because there's a bunch of them. It's
Yeah.
not just one.
That's a cool looking setup. I made the mistake of only having one, and they're dumb to have alone. They're just so boring.
Yeah.
It always kills me when all these YouTube guys laugh when they watch a poor goldfish being killed by a large fish. See, those aren't YouTubers. Those are idiots trying to be YouTube famous is what that is. It wouldn't be a real YouTuber would not do that. It's probably a very young person trying to get views, and that's unfortunate.
Yes. Very unfortunate.
Something's happening to our internet. I don't know. I hope we haven't cut out.
Oh,
Getting that dreaded yellow bar, though.
I should wear these. There. That makes me feel better. Because I'm tired.
I can handle the last 13 minutes on
I
my
have
own
to
if,
be here.
if you want to go inside and
No, it's
take a load
fine.
off.
I'm good. I still got to check on them and probably feed them in a little bit.
As a teenager, it gave me a very moderate thrill for a very short amount of time. Yeah, you'll grow out of that aquarium fun. You'll grow out of it. It will be something that will not entertain you for long. You'll realize, okay, this is really dumb. Why am I doing this?
Well, we were all young once.
It's true. Like I said, I was 19 and I did it. And then I was like, okay, this is really stupid. And I stopped. I grew out of it. Make some green tea. That'll wake you up.
Oh.
I had 9 piranhas, skittish when just one. He was mean, a lot of expletive words there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, piranhas look really cool with the teeth and with all of that, but it's not my thing, unless it's a setup like Joey's. I mean, I do like Joey's. Fish Room Fever had a cool setup with piranhas for a while.
Oh, yeah. Didn't he get bit? Or
He did get bit, and he got a lot of views for that. I think Joey got bit once too, but I don't remember. That's probably the only cool thing about piranhas is that they'll bite people. That's fun.
You're so bad.
I'm older than you now, not by much. Oh, okay. See, aquarium fun. I thought you were saying as a teenager now, but no, he's saying as a teenager, I was entertained by that.
Yeah, back then.
Basically the same thing I was saying. So yeah, there you go. Well, I feel better about that then. You understand because, like you, I also grew out of that stage. It's a really dumb stage. As my clown knife that I was sold was fed minnows. I switched it to frozen brine cubes. See, I think clown knives are really cool. Their big spoon of a mouth is awesome.
Yeah, they're kind of neat.
It's hard for me not to get one for this tank here.
What, that tank?
Yeah, but they're just so boring. They just sit there. And most of the time, they're facing the wrong way. If I got a clown knife and it faced this way and just sat there, I mean, that's what the bikers do.
You
A lot?
remember when we had the Red Devil tank
Of course.
and they beat up the Oscar really bad? And I
Yep.
had to
That's
take
the
care
tank
of
that
it?
I had that Florida Gar in.
And then somebody wanted to get rid of a pacu, and we put the pacu in there, and it was like twice this size.
And it lasted like 12 hours.
They killed it. I was like, oh my God. I felt so bad for the dumb thing.
Yeah, and that was a
It
massive,
was huge. It was
massive fish.
like really big fish.
The guy, he actually turned out to be a friend of the shop.
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah.
He is the one that brought it in. And that fish was in a 5-gallon bucket. And half of its body was sticking out of the 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was bizarre. But we put him in there and then he got ate up. Clown knives are so boring. So are black ghost knives, but I love them anyway.
Yeah.
It's so true. But again, both absolutely magnificent fish. They're just not really going to entertain
The
you
black one, though, is cool. It reminds me of like a feather, you know? It's so cool.
when they're small. But
Yeah.
when they get bigger, they still look that way, but not so much. But they are so cool when they're big. Their face is so amazing.
Oh my gosh, I have to show you a really cool picture that Jordan sent me of Izzy at the aquarium today.
It better be with an arowana or an Oscar or a stingray or a arapaima or anything else cool. Jen Anderson did listen, by the way, and put in that order today.
Oh.
She was like, I've been asking for this stuff forever, and I don't want to not get it. So thank you, Jen.
Pressured her. That's mean.
Well, I wasn't telling her a story.
True, but still.
Jen Anderson is our most frequent customer on our website, and she is order number 31,000.
Uh,
That's pretty cool,
doesn't-
Jen.
Doesn't she look like a mermaid?
And it's jellyfish. That's cool.
But this one is hilarious. This is her personality. Look at her staring down the crocodile.
You got to show that to the camera. If
Okay.
Look at that.
She's staring down a
She is-
crocodile.
She's 2, by the way, y'all.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And
The
then
ball's on her.
This is the one that reminds me, like, she looks like a mermaid. She reminds me of a mermaid baby.
That is so cute.
I
Of
know.
course, a 2-year-old's going to be entertained by jellyfish.
Yeah.
Even Abba Abba. Are they pronounced Abba Abba or Abba Abba? Or Yabba Dabba Doo? I don't know.
Abba, abba.
Ohio Fish Rescue has one, and all it does is sit with its head in a ship thinking it's hiding. That's funny. Ohio Fish Rescue is awesome. I got to check them out whenever I get back to Ohio. That's a place we've never visited. We've been invited and have not gone. And a lot of people think that I have a problem with Rich. I do not. There was an incident, but it was not an incident that was a big deal, and it was handled within 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And it was nothing.
It was nothing.
And so, yeah, if we're ever in Ohio, that would be one of the stops that we would make. That, Than, and Flip. Tidal Gardens, Ohio Fish Rescue, and Flip Aquatics, and then, of course, Tanner. So we would have 4 stops to make in Pennsylvania. It'd be a lot. It'd be a busy trip. But I think they're all within like an hour of each other. Maybe not Tanner, but
An hour.
in Ohio.
Oh,
But Tanner's in Pennsylvania, but close
on
to
the
Ohio.
other, like, way over on the other side, like more west. Yeah.
Western Pennsylvania. But
Yeah, that's what I
Flip,
meant.
Tidal, and Ohio Fish Rescue are all within an hour of each other.
Like the eastern
yeah.
part of the Ohio. Yeah, I got you.
OFR is amazing. I bought a bunch of koi from there. I really, all I care about is seeing that pond, that indoor pool converted into a pond. That's all I care about with the arapaimas and the albino. I believe there's an albino gar in there that's ridiculous, and that's what I want to see. And then make fun of Rich, even though he's twice the size of me. I would still make fun of him for converting a indoor swimming pool that everybody dreams of into a pond, even though it's really cool. It's super cool, but I wouldn't do it. If I had an indoor pool, you know how many naked swims I'd be doing? You got to be kidding me.
Oh.
We're empty nesters. No swimsuits allowed.
I would want an outdoor pool. What was that?
I don't know.
Oh, put the cats in the bathroom.
Oh, well, they're not happy about that. I can promise you that. I'll swim in that. One day I'll swim in there. I hope you're talking about Ohio Fish Rescue's, not our no bathing suits allowed indoor pond or indoor pool. I would get in it too. I mean, why not? I shouldn't say that, because then we'll go there and you'll be like, John, you said, but we'll end up being there in like the middle of November. And I'm like, it's cold. I was in the pool. Anyway. I did that with my outdoor pool. We could get away with that depending on where we put a pool, if we were to ever get one, which I don't think we ever will.
I want an outdoor pool, and I told you I don't need a fancy one. I just would like one of the above ground ones. I don't care. And it gets so hot here. I just want to be able to jump in it for like an hour, 30 minutes, and just cool off.
See, that's the thing. Having owned a pool in my time,
I haven't, so I don't care.
but I'm saying, especially you were talking about buying a cheap above ground one, which I don't understand why more people don't use those as ponds. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But
really.
anyway.
That is true.
And, like I don't know, 30-foot round. Is that too big? I don't know. 16-foot round pool. Trust me, where we live and where it would be put, which would automatically be in direct sun, the water would be so hot it would not be refreshing. I've been there, trust me. Even in Stafford, Virginia, it was like...
Well, David doesn't complain about his pool. They get in it all the time.
I'm not saying it's something to complain about. What I'm saying is, if you're getting in there for it to be like, and refreshing, in the middle of August, it's really not. Not here. But think about this, though, y'all. A really nice, professionally built pond, like we're talking about, 16-foot pond, $25,000. To hire a professional to build a really fancy, big boulders, waterfalls, fancy pond, $25,000. You can buy a 16-foot round above ground pool that's 4 feet deep for $4,500. And it comes with filtration and everything. Yeah. Why do people not use those as ponds? I don't understand it. We should contact one of these stupid Chinese companies that send stuff to anybody and find one that has above ground pools and be like, yeah, send us one, and just put goldfish in it. Not those, but put it up, do a review, act like it's our swimming pool, but then put a bunch of fish in it. That'd be fun.
That's funny.
I'm just saying. I mean,
what did David pay for his pool?
Oh, I know what he paid, and you don't want to talk about it.
It's in ground though.
Yeah. Getting above ground pools are too much money. I used to have a pool back in 2005.
Sherry Coleman said Timu pool.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I got a pool put in my house in 2005. I was making a lot of money. It was $60,000 in 2005.
Wow.
And it was nice, but it wasn't like something you'd expect to see in like Beverly Hills or something. I mean, it was nice. $60,000. It was probably about equal with what, like the quality level of what David's is. Except mine was a kidney shape.
So much to their pond or their pool and backyard, like all that concrete they have put down, and
yeah, but you
haven't even seen the new basement.
Nope, I've seen videos of it. Though.
It's just a whole big thing they got going on now. It's really nice.
Guess what?
What?
It's $859.
Oh, And I didn't say my thank yous.
You didn't. And Jason is back from his excursions, so they are streaming tonight.
Oh.
So say your thank yous and let's get out of here.
I have to say thank you to Jerry Goebel and Ann, and also to Joe Provenzano for sending the kitties some food and treats and kitty litter and all the good stuff from Amazon wish list for the kitties to help with them. So I really appreciate it. I was not expecting. I was just like, oh, whoa. And the wet food is so perfect right now because it's hot. And some of the TNR cats and everything, they really appreciate the wet food a lot right now. So thank you.
There you go. This was fun, folks. Sorry I did so much griping there in the beginning, but screw you to whoever it is that stole Cichlid Charmer's channel, and screw you, YouTube, for not giving him an avenue out of it.
Don't say that.
But we love you.
Yeah, we love you.
We love you, YouTube.
Love you.
Really
He said
do.
it, not me.
I do love YouTube, just not that part.
Okay.
Anyway, I just got the text from Jason. They are live, so say goodbye to everybody.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't even feel like I've been on here long enough to say goodbye.
You haven't. You've only been here 5 minutes.
I know, and I got to go take care of these fish now. So, but anyways, you guys have a wonderful time over there at Prime Time, and have a great weekend, and stay cool, because it's really hot out there right now. Drink that water. Stay hydrated. Bye.
Not Coke, water.
Water.
Not Coke. Coke's bad for you.